Power can only last if one were able to use them. Second generation leaders in Kuala Lumpur is not satisfied just to be a Malaysian leader. They want to be a global player. So part of the prerequisite to get rid of draconian laws in Malaysia, it was the internal ISA and the state of emergency which continue to get rid of the ISA and the state of emergency which continue for 42 years. One constitutional expert have this to say: the people don't see it. They think the promise to repeal the ISA was the most important announcement, but it is the lifting of emergency proclamation that would have the largest impact on the country. And this is Professor Dato' Sad Salem Faruqi who says that. He warned before the lifting of the emergency. That's the guy. He says emergency law numbering in the hundreds, actually 77 only, would expire within 6 months once the emergency proclamation was revoked based on Article 1507 of the Federal Constitution. This emergency law, some goes as far back as 40 years, touch on many aspects of life. All of them will expire with the end of emergency, but some of them may still be needed, such as the ones on territorial water. So actually, he made that warning well before the lifting of the emergency. But I think nobody read. So he acknowledged that with the lifting of the state of emergency laws pertaining to territorial water is also annulled. So remember just now the continental shelf? Remember just now when they reduced the size of our territorial water to 3 nautical miles? So all those becomes annulled. The reason? He says there, it stopped 6 months from the day the proclamation was made. This was made on the 24th of November 2011. So I believe this is the only one thing that Najib has done right. So tempoh 6 bulan jatuh pada 24th of May 2012. This means Continental Shelf Petroleum Mining Act, the Emergency Essential Power Ordinance number 7, 1969, is not enforceable in Sabah and Sarawak territorial water anymore. Meaning to say, the continental shelf goes back to us. Now, the federal government have nothing to transfer to Petronas under Section 2(1) of the Petroleum Development Act, because the continental shelf now belongs to Sabah and Sarawak. So, federal government have nothing to give to Petronas. So, the vesting instrument required by Section 2(2), signed by Tun Razak as the Prime Minister, is also void. It has no force anymore. And the ownership of the territorial water automatically goes back to Sabah and Sarawak. The reason is based on the rule of law, which states, no one gives what he doesn't have. So the federal government don't have the continental shelf. Therefore, there is nothing for them to give to Petronas. Therefore, Petronas don't hold this asset. Therefore, what is Petronas doing? Drilling our oil in our territorial water.